Welcome the world, because the world is watching. Gioia Uncovered, y'all. Now, we don't own the rights to any of this music, but she needs it because it relaxes her, and it's the only way we're going to get this interview, guys. It's the only way we're going to get this show. Welcome to the stage, Gioia Morrison.
Hi, everybody. I'm really not doing too well at the moment. I lost a couple family members in a row, and I'm just notified about it, and I've been crying since I came out of surgery a bit. But I'm here to set some records straight for Corey. No, Corey Feldman did not ask me to do this. Nobody asked me to do this. I'm doing this on my own. I had to say certain things about Corey Feldman so I could prove that there's a wolf pack. I also had to say things about Corey that weren't true because I had to engage with crackpots that literally I was assaulted. These women are saying, what video, what video, what video? They're such stalkers, this wolf pack. If they knew anything, they would have seen the video that Corey put up of he and his wife saying that he was stabbed. He was punctured with an infected needle. How do I know the needle was infected? Word travels fast. I couldn't get a hold of Corey to give him a heads up about that needle and that something was going to happen to him. So I'm very concerned about my friend right now, Corey Feldman. I am a real friend. Sometimes I got to do what I have to do to get the liars to speak. I might have been adopted, but I was raised Italian. And as for talking about my family, number one, I was adopted when I was 6 months old, and I really don't feel like I should have to explain this, but I'm going to. I was adopted when I was 6 months old. So, I did meet my biological father twice. Davy Jones introduced me to Ray Manzarek. That's for another show. This is about setting the record straight for Corey Feldman. Corey, it all goes back to when I reunited with Feldman at a convention. However, the story goes back. All our tables were set up to do a meet and greet. Well, Corey was running late, and Corey's line was pretty much around the whole Sheridan. Yeah, that's how long Corey Feldman's line was. Okay? And allow me to tell you what transpired. Corey Feldman, number one, if you know anything about Corey, had dark hair when he was young. He was forced to lighten his hair. That's number one. Okay? Suck the bullying about Feldman and his hair. So I'll tell you another thing. Scott Schwartz suddenly has black hair. I've known Scott Schwartz a little bit longer than I know Feldman, and I knew Haim. I want to vomit. Now Scott Schwartz is dyeing his hair black. Wannabe, wannabe, wannabe. Corey was in Australia. He's also meeting with a family, that I'm not going to say, of a young man that I was friends with, who had chronic heart rejection and unfortunately passed away at 17. On his way back from Australia, the convention had already opened and started. Corey was about 5-6 hours late. Why? Well, it goes like this. Not only did I I have guests with me at my table that witnessed this. And if that little bimbo who I'm ex-friends with, who's a putana, sleeping around for money, yeah, I said it. And you know who you are. I didn't say your name, but you know who you are. Cheater, slut, getting paid for sex. That's prostitution, bitch. It's illegal. Cheating on my cousin, that's gross. I have people sitting, guests at my table, and Feldman still wasn't there. And the whole cast, except one cast member who was sitting next to me, was bullying Corey Feldman's fan, talking loads of crap about him. And I know the words verbatim that if Corey asked me to testify in a court of law, it would not be pretty because they'd all be. Maybe they could put them all in OJ's cell that's up for freaking links. That's number one. Corey never raped anybody. Never. Corey is not R. Kelly. Never. No. However, does he have legal contracts? Yes, he does. And they are legal contracts. Legal binding contracts. Now, I have to question these girls that are saying what they are about Feldman because they signed the contract. I would never sign a contract like that. No offense, Corey. No offense at all. But this is telling you where their brains are at. You gotta be pretty whatever to sign that contract. I'm a fruitarian. I don't do meat. I do chicken once in a great while for protein. That's it. But Corey, if they were so close, got 40, who doesn't have a lifey, you go and dye your hair black now? You're trying to beat Corey. Yes, Judy Haim, did email me an email, and it did state Scott Schwartz was never a friend of mine. What you people and fans of Corey Haim do not realize, Corey was sick for the few days past before he passed away. He was running a high fever, wasn't feeling well, was pretty much, as he said to me, dragged outside to shoot some hoops, which that was the last thing he needed. He had a fever. He also was taken to a pharmacy and filled a bottle of pain pills. None were found in his system. I'd love to know where those pills went. Well, I spoke to Haim every freaking day, and he would call me anytime he wanted, and he'd be on the phone for hours. And I heard Corey take his last breath. It's really hard because I'm grieving somebody, not only a family member, much more than that. What I presume to be Corey finally going to sleep was really Corey's last breath. Because I had sent Corey a prepaid phone because his phone kept getting taken away. That's mysterious. I'd still like to know where that phone is that I sent Corey. Because allow me to tell you, it was fully charged. So I heard Judy call 911. I heard her screaming. And obviously, somebody has that phone. I don't know who's got that phone. Maybe Schwartz sold that too on eBay, for God's sake. Who knows? All I know is that I won't say the other names that were in that house or apartment of Judy's. My friend was so good and very, very sick with a very high temperature. I also heard Corey Feldman say pay for his friend's funeral. I do not understand how a man, and he's not a man, Scott Schwartz, you are anything but a man. You screw over every girl you're with. I would never go with you. What happened to me in that hotel room with you was against my will. You're lucky I haven't pressed charges on you. That's not allegation. Also, my life was threatened. Again, if you would have listened to Corey Feldman's video, which you can easily find on YouTube, he literally didn't have to show you his medical documents, like my nephew posted the screenshot of Todd Bridges, some of my injuries, police report, scars on my face that are permanent. I have no makeup on, and I got sunglasses on for a reason because my eyes are huge. I've been crying for 7 days straight. I can't stop crying, but I had to compose myself for this because it's been driving me nuts. I heard Corey tell Judy he would pay for his funeral.
I'm gonna take
I
this
heard
break.
everything that transpired.
Say hi to Kenya. Kenya.
I don't know where that cell
Good
phone
girl.
is to date. Allow me to find
Back with
out
Gioia
that you have
Uncovered.
Schwartz. Then all hell's gonna break loose. I know who sexually assaulted all of us as children. I'm not trying to phase you, Feldman, by any means, but I did press charges against those same people, a few of them, not all of them, a few of them, prior to Corey coming out in the 90s about pedophilia. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're going to put your children in show business, you better never leave them with anybody. An aunt, an uncle, a brother, a cousin, an actor, you go wherever your child goes. I'm going to make that point right now in the beginning of this video. I'm also going to make another point. You can't imagine what Corey, Haim, Corey Feldman, myself, and every other child actor saying. Yes, I did go to the pizza party with the good Theo that I grew up next to. You know, Scott Schwartz thinks he knows me. I'm very private. Scott Schwartz doesn't know diddly about me. He knows what I tell him. But Scott Schwartz likes to tell people other people's most personal secrets. Or I wouldn't have known Mickey Rooney, God rest his soul and may he be forgiven, quote unquote hated niggers. Because Scott Schwartz felt the need to tell me that too. That's pretty sick. And you people have the balls to tell me, and you know who you are. You know who you are. You're not afraid of little Scotty. He's so sweet. I know a lot about you too. And I'm sure there's a certain female musician that really wouldn't like to know what Scott told me, because I know it to be fact. I'm not ratting on people. I was raised Italian. I believe in loyalty, honor, respect. That should give you a hint to the family that I don't associate with anymore. Because since the head of the family died, I have nothing to do with them. That's number one. Number two, Scott has been jealous of both Corey's as long as I can remember, and that's really long. Let's say before 85, when Corey and Corey first came on the scene, he was jealous. Because Scott didn't grow. Ask Scotty how old he was when he made A Christmas Story. Ask Scotty how old he was when he did The Toy. He was in high school. Ask Corey why not Corey, ask Scotty why young Frankenstein didn't make it on Broadway, because he can't do Broadway. I did. I'm more proud of that than silver screen. I'm really upset with the union, as a matter of fact, taking away Corey Feldman's union card. What's that about? Or are you a part of them too? You're not even protecting children now? My union card got taken away, Corey, as well. Get that one. Pretty funny, huh? All those dues we pay. People, you don't understand how much it is to keep a union card. Even after you leave the business, the reason you keep it, you might get a part here and there or whatever. For the medical. You pay your own medical. And after you do a certain amount of work, they pay it. But you gotta pay union dues. What are union dues? Between $2,000 to $3,000 a year? Scott Schwartz makes his living on eBay, having famous people sign autographs, and he gives them only $2,000, $5,000 the most, which is a joke. And what else Scott doesn't realize is a lot of my friends sign autographs for him, and they're A-list musicians, and everything gets back to me. You see, there's another thing. We all made a pact back in the 90s due to my late husband and who his uncle is. He's that big in music, theater, movies, show business. Song is not the song I really needed to hear right now, but it's from one I just lost the book. I really want to cry, but I'm really trying hard not to, because I really want to do this, because it needs to be told about Corey Feldman. Alright, Corey, you can get a little cocky. You know, let's be honest. None of us are perfect, but I'm very concerned about you. I've seen how you look. I saw that documentary. I am scared to death for you. Not even, yes, I'm scared on who's after you. I am deathly so afraid. I think the reason I'm making this video is because I'm deathly afraid of what I saw you looking like. Your color's not good. Listen, I get it, Corey. I never was an addict. Never was an alcoholic. I didn't do those things. No, people, I don't have a problem with marijuana. It should be legalized already. But right now we have a pandemic going on. I fought for 6 months because some fan, yes, I said fan, of my biological fathers felt the need to give it to me. Who I am pressing charges against, by the way. Corey Feldman was stuck with his wife now, then girlfriend, in customs. For 5 hours he was detained. The question, and when they were making fun of him at this convention, it was brutal, the things he was saying. It was so brutal that I got on a chair and I told the idiot that started the anti-bullying campaign in A Christmas Story to shut the F up. And he told me some nasty things back. He's not, you know what? He got the perfect role for that movie. Him and his little Davy Crockett hat. That was uncalled for. All of you guys, except for one, bullying Feldman, that wasn't cool. Come to our side. You want our autographs, not Corey. That was a disgrace. That just shows exactly why they were not getting your autograph. Corey loves his fans. Allow me to put that out there. Corey does love his fans very, 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 very much. Corey will stop information and blah, 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 blah. And he loves passing secrets on about every single one of you. Yeah, Scott Schwartz threatened me because I asked a certain photographer if he would mind bringing an extra picture of somebody who I've now met and know, so I can get that autograph anytime I want, and he's an icon musician. Yeah, I got threatened. And yes, I also got an email from Judy Haims stating, Scott Schwartz was never like a brother to my son. Corey Feldman was. How come I've never heard of you? Well, because Corey didn't tell you about me. You know why? Because he didn't want to. Because he was getting better. And you never heard about me. No disrespect. You ruined a lot of your... You admitted you knew what was happening to your son on Entertainment Tonight. If I knew that was happening to my child, they'd be in jail. They would have been in jail that moment. I don't know how anybody's going to say my kid instead of being proper and saying my child. I knew what was happening to my child. That interview was a disgrace. So, I also told Corey that she started, along with a couple other fans, a Kill Corey Feldman secret group. That's pretty sick. Schwartz is in it, Bridges is in it. Charlie, keep it up. Keep being mean to me and see what happens. Because I got a lot of nude shots. Because I'm friends with Corey. Everybody's going against me. Listen, first of all, it's really not Scott Schwartz's business. It's nobody's business. It's not even Greg's business. It's nobody's business except Corey Feldman and Judy Haims. Those two should be hashing it out. Because let me tell you something. I didn't expect to hear my friend take his last breath, which I thought he was finally asleep. I can't believe this song just came on. I know about pain. I know. I lost a lot of friends to addiction. It's not a pretty disease, and I don't wish it on anybody. People do relapse, people, especially in times like I'm feeling, and I'm grateful I never did that. But Corey Feldman offered to pay for that funeral. You did not see Scott Schwartz offering to pay for anything. You saw him on a balcony with Entertainment Tonight selling our dear friend's stuff. Again, his body wasn't even cold. He took advantage of you, Judy. I really wish you'd wake up and see that. And I really wish Facebook would take down that secret Kill Corey Feldman group. Because if it was taking down Feldman, it's up again. This is enough. You know, Facebook says that, you know, there's this, that, this rule, that rule. It's pretty funny because even my friends abroad, if we, God forbid, speak about politics or something that we don't care for somebody, we go to Facebook jail. But yet you allow secret groups to say you want to murder somebody? That's sick. Corey did do a lot of investigating on his own. So that's expensive. Very expensive. He also had friends that gave a shit about him. And fans that really cared about him. As far as the girls go, they signed a contract. A binding legal contract. Do I agree with everything that happened to them? I didn't physically see what happened to them. I didn't see their living conditions. But I did see girls sitting there, not speaking, no expressions on their face. That's all I saw. Corey and I were goofing off like two children with our glasses off, talking about old times. I'd given a hat to Corey for his birthday that MJ gave to my son. Yes, my son was around MJ, and no, MJ never assaulted my son sexually. Ever. I even left him to go to the bathroom. I left my little baby boy with MJ. Yes, I've been at Neverland. I never saw Schwartz at Neverland. My point is, I really want this situation with my friend to stop. And if he named names, don't threaten his life. Go to court. Let the courts. Let the courts and the judges and the lawyers hash it out. Stop.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up.
It's not well.
YouTube is cutting us short. We're gonna wrap this up. This is the Gioia Uncovered show. Thank you everybody for watching.
We're going to get to the second part of what they did to him at that convention, because Scott Schwartz also set Corey and I up and told the goddamn convention that Corey didn't need a guard. So out of a real friend, I came, I put my thing up, I had my friend sit there, say she's not here to sign anything, she'll be back, she had to do something. I also have a letter from a fan stating he witnessed the whole thing transpire. Because Scott Schwartz thinks he was so cool, he told the convention people that Corey didn't need a bodyguard, which left me and Feldman, and I'm not fat, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not, and, Scott wants to talk about, aging and stuff. Excuse me, Mr. Schwartz, I don't see a 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds hitting on you. I see you with black hair all of a sudden, because you think you're Elvis. You brag, you're a bragger, and you're a liar. And you know what? If you value your privacy, don't tell Scott Schwartz anything. Scott Schwartz thinks that he knows about me. He doesn't know diddly about me. Because let me tell you something. Wouldn't be threatening me. My father is 90 years old and dying. And you know what? As much as he's dying and our relationship is very personal, he's ready to take you down. Okay? I'll give you a hint. Last name begins with a G. Go watch Goodfellas. You might figure it out. Don't tell me about my life, Scott. First of all, I'm from New York. I only went to school with you for a little while because I got dragged to New Jersey, which is the state of hell. Sorry for you Jersey folks. I mean, I live tucked away on a mountain. Very far in a mountain. Scotty Schwartz lives in the valley. You know what? I am so mad with the way you people are conducting yourself towards Corey Feldman. If I remember correctly, you guys did an intervention on that show.
The end of the Morrison show.
What you guys don't know, and I'm going to keep you suspended for this one, is I know somebody that was very, very big part of that show. Actually, so big about that show, there are things I will take to the grave that I know that happened on that set that I'll only confront Feldman about. Not even confront him about. Excuse me, I hiccup. I won't even confront him about him. I'll just discuss them with him. And I can promise you, it's eating him alive.